Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you till about 2:30. Till about 2:30. It'll be 2:30 to about December. I think in December, um, my obligation will have ended. My 2:45, 3 o'clock obligation will have ended. But I'm with you until about 2:30. Come on in and say hello to me because I am needy. I am. Robert Willis, and again, tell me where you listening at. You know, like Robert Willis with the Deuces from Madisonville or whatever. Tanika, good afternoon from Tanika from I believe what you in like Orlando or something like that. What's up, Tanika? Butler Brown, Butler Brown from Robert Willis says Anderson Township. TC, hi from Kentucky. All right. Butler Brown, oh, I'm sorry. Candy D from Coleraine Township. Tanika says she is listening from Orlando, Florida. Uh, we got Sean in from Atlanta. Butler says he's checking me out in Cartersville, Georgia. All right. Robert Willis say he used to live in Madisonville. I didn't know that. I just picked Madisonville out just because. Let me see. Got Atlanta in. Anthony. He's listening from. We got David. David, good afternoon. David from Dwayne. Checking in. Good afternoon from Mount Airy. Deborah Simmons. She's listening. She's listening from not sure. Got McConnell. Say he working in Fairfield. All right. All right. I used to live up there with all of the white people. It's a lot of white people up there. It's just true. Ross. I'm sorry, Ross. Say what up? Where you listening? Terry. Good afternoon, Cincinnati. Where y'all? Why won't y'all tell me where y'all from? Why won't y'all tell me where y'all from? Brenda, hi from Fairfield. All right. Kathy Joe says I'm in Anderson too. All right. Joseph, good afternoon, Emmanuel and family from Springfield, Ohio. But delivering oxygen tanks in Cincinnati and Kentucky. Oh, oxygen tanks. I saw a little story about oxygen I want to talk about in a minute. LaDonna, checking in from Lower Price Hill. No, it don't say Lower Price Hill. It just says Price Hill. I don't know where I got lower. But from Price Hill. Nothing wrong with Price Hill. Tria says, hey, from Columbia Township. What's up, Tria? R. Allen says, hey, E. Cincy. Does that mean you're in Cincinnati? If you're in Cincinnati, neighborhood. If you're outside of Cincinnati, you can just say, city or even state. Anthony says he chilling in Clifton. Raz says nasty Cincinnati. Ross, nasty Cincinnati. Again, if you in Cincinnati neighborhood. If you outside of Cincinnati, then just saying the city or the state will suffice. Nicole, hello, in all caps. Where you from? Where you checking the show out, Nicole? Where you checking the show out? Diane, hello there, fam. Hello there, Diane. I don't know why I just said hello there like that, but where you from? Where you checking in from? Tony likes Cartersville, Georgia. Good place. Never been. David says Westchester. All right. Ross says Wells in 8th. All right. That was very specific. You just on the street corner. All right. Can't beat that. Diane in Covington. Deborah, Forest Park. David says Lawrence not listening from the lies of Grand Prairie. Paul, good afternoon. Leonard, hello, E-Man from Madisonville. All right. Keisha Baxter, good afternoon from Evanston. Paul says Avondale. All right. Ben says Hartwell. All right. Do the shirt have a snap bottom? I'm not even sure what that means. But why are you focused on you can't even see it. Why are you imagining the bottom of the shirt? Bro, I told you, I am heterosexual. I don't want to have sexual relations with you. Please stop imagining my private part area. Okay? All right. Vincent. Vincent, good afternoon from Evendale. Good afternoon, Vincent. And you would just guess who the person is who would also be imagining my private part region. Stop. Nat says good afternoon. LaDonna says she is in Lower Price Hill. I be guessing. Olympia. Hello from North College Hill. What up, E? That's Ed. All right, hold on. I gotta get to it. Anthony said, why you want to know where we at, E? Somebody must owe you money. Trying to catch him off guard. No. It's cool to know. I got people checking me out in Mount Airy. I got people checking me out in Lebanon and Fairfield. In I guess on the corner of some street downtown Cincinnati. I got people checking me out. Oh, Kevin. What's up, Kevin? It's just nice to know you got different people checking you out from all around the city, all around the country. I would say all around the world, but y'all know I keep getting them things and they blocking my audio in different places of the world. All right, let's see. Why we doing? I got it for 1480. That's not what we doing. That's not what we doing. I just like to know where people are listening. You know, we got people listening in Fairfield, so I can talk about white people stuff. If everybody was listening in Avondale, then I would be talking about Avondale stuff. That's all I'm saying. Sierra Brooks. Hi from Boston. All right. Where are you at, ninjas? I don't know. I don't mind telling y'all, but you are imagining my private parts. I got a problem with that. But I'll answer TC. Where am I talking from? I'm in Avondale. Not North Avondale. I'm in Avondale. Got somebody from Westchester. Somebody claiming to be a Madisonville player, but imagining my private parts. Something's wrong with you. All right. Sierra wants to know, are you really banned from the buzz? I don't know. I called like 6 times today because I wanted to straighten Lincoln Ware out finally on this Columbus shooting thing from yesterday. Because he, when Doug called, he got back into it, and I wanted to straighten him out. And I called, and the phone was busy. And then I called, and it just rang and 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 rang. And then I called, and then it was busy. And then I called, and it rang like 3 times, and then went busy. I was like, they playing with me. They must have put my number in, and I'm banned. Jerica says, hola from Charlotte, North Carolina. All right. So, yeah, that was what I wanted to call it. I don't know if I'm banned. I don't know if maybe it was some technical difficulties or whatever, but I did call in. All right. Let's, Nicole says it happens to everyone. Okay, so I'm just taking it personal. But how many times do you call in one show and that happened to you? I called every hour of the show at least 2 different times. Can't Raven tell you if you banned? If I was banned, then she probably wouldn't necessarily be able to tell me. I remember when they banned my brother from the radio station and he found out that he was banned. I didn't even know he was banned, but he was banned. And he found out that he was banned. And I got called into the office and they asked me, "Did you tell your brother he was banned?" And I'm like, "I didn't even know he was banned." And then like, "Well, we think you told him that you were banned. And you can't be telling people company secrets." And I'm like, if we ban somebody, is that really a company secret? But yeah, they were mad because they thought that I told him that he was banned. So sometimes management, at least back at that time, sometimes management didn't want people to know that they were banned. They just wanted them to be banned. So she may or may not be able to tell me. May or may not. I don't know. I have tried, and that has happened to me before. If you're trying to win tickets, that definitely happens. It ain't that big of a deal. It ain't that big of a deal. Uh, I saw this story. Why was he banned? Oh, that's a long story. I can condense it. He was banned because at that time the Buzz had were how do I put it? It was kind of selling out to Charlie Lukin, and he was anti Charlie Lukin, and some stuff had happened, and he had told everybody that the people, the hosts on the radio station, had been told that they were not allowed to criticize Charlie Lukin because the radio station management or ownership had some deal with Charlie Lukin and were partnering with Cincinnati Can, which was a thing with Charlie Lukin and Ross Love and why can't I think of his name? We ain't beefing no more, but I can't think of his name. The pastor, Lynch. Yeah. And so a part of that deal was, I guess, they had agreed that no Buzz personality would criticize then Mayor Charlie Lukin. And he went out and told everybody that. And then they ended up firing him. And then they didn't want him to call in anymore because he had been fired for telling company secrets. But they didn't want him to know that they didn't want him to call anymore. It was a whole weird situation. It was doubly weird for me. It was doubly weird for me being there. And I told you I was gonna quit. I was gonna quit. I've told this story before. When I got word that he got fired for that, I was gonna quit. And then he called me and he was like, "No, don't quit." It's like, "This is business. Don't let it be personal. You do your job. I'm fine." So I was like, "All right. All right." I grudgingly agreed to stay on and work. But yeah, I was gonna quit, but he was the one who said, "Don't quit." Matter of fact, he said, "I'm telling you, don't quit." So I was like, "All right, I won't quit." So but that's that. I saw a story about where is it? No, it was on, excuse me, it was on WLWT. Apparently, a Cincinnati man had to be taken to the hospital after a bus driver denied him access to charge his oxygen tank. This is from WLWT. A local man relies on an oxygen tank to breathe. He said he tried to get a ride home on an access bus, but he ended up needing a ride to the hospital. It happened over the weekend in Avondale. This Gulf Manor man says the driver's refusal to accommodate him could have cost his lives. I'm like reading directly from the article. This is Jatera McGee. Jatera McGee. Anytime I read directly from an article, I want to give credit to the person who wrote the article. Jatera McGee, WLWT. 5 days later, he's still shaken up. Apparently, he attended that gospel concert at a church in Avondale Saturday evening. He had pre-booked a ride there and back on the Metro Access bus. Well, he said those are designed for people with disabilities. He says the concert was lovely. It was very uplifting. I try to get out into the community as much as possible. He relies on a portable oxygen tank and a motorized wheelchair. We got some experience with people with motorized wheelchairs here on the afternoon experiment. After the concert, he went outside to catch the bus home. He says, I noticed that this machine was not holding the charge, talking about his oxygen machine. About the time when the bus got there, I had about 8% oxygen level, and I knew that was not going to get me home. But I could make it to the bus to plug into the cigarette lighter. I would be all right. He said he has charged his oxygen tank the same way on the Metro Access in the past, but when he tried to board, he saw a driver, he said, that has encountered him once before. And he said, I hope your machine is charged up because you won't be able to charge it on this bus. He said, I said, sir, I'm about to run out of oxygen. If I don't have oxygen, I could die. I told him I'm going to have to call 911. He told me, well, get off the ramp and call 911. By the time the ambulance arrived, his oxygen tank was dead. Medics gave him oxygen on the, what the hell is that? I'm sorry, another little bug just flew by me and scared the F out of me because I've never seen a bug that looks like that. And I'm going to have to kill him. I'm going to have to kill him. I don't want to, but I'm going to have to kill a bug. I'm going to have to go get my spray, y'all. He's flying over my head. I've never seen a bug like that. I wish I could show y'all on the camera. I don't know what the hell that is. But I know I got some spray that'll kill him. I'll be right back. Oh, I don't have to go. I got it right here. I got my spray right here. All right. And now I don't know where he went. He hiding. He hiding. See, he know I got the spray now. So he gonna hide. Spray on deck. All right, where was I? By the time the ambulance arrived, his oxygen tank was dead. The medics gave him oxygen on the way to the hospital. Now, my question about this, now this ain't Dollar Tree. This is Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware. It's the same formula as the big brands. It's just a different sticker. I know this because, see, I'm getting all off track. But I know this because, I worked at a meat packing plant for a good while. And, we used to pack different meat. That's meat packing. And those brands would be the exact same meat. It would be the exact same meat. We just put a different label on it. Like legit. The thing is coming down the line. Once, we done hit that number and they like, all right, we got enough cases. Somebody else change over. That don't mean change the meat in the hopper. That just mean cut off that label, the top label that says, I don't know, Nathan's. Cut that off. Put up a different one. Roll that through, get it cycling, and then go back to the next run of Kroger brand. Kroger brand actually for a while ran the same meat as Nathan's. I don't know if they still sell that, but what was it? Partridge, Kroger. Oh, it was another brand I can't think of. And then some that aren't local. They're all the exact same meat. But y'all pay more for the label. That's all y'all be paying more for. I say all of that to say, not that I'm promoting Ace, but this is the Ace brand. Ace Hardware. It's the Ace brand. It's the same as those other national brands. Oh, no, Nicole, if that thing land on my head like that fly did on Mike Pence, I might knock myself out. That was not a fly. I don't know what that bug is that's in here flying around. And he just disappeared on me. Like, he gone. He flew into the light. He flew into the light and then he disappeared. So I don't know. Anyway, back to the thing about the man and the oxygen. I don't really want to talk about the man and the oxygen. I want to talk about the idea of what happened to good customer service and what happened to, like, in particular, public servants actually serving. The idea that you are a metro access driver, but you let whatever feelings you have for this man get in the way of his health, and you out there to drive the bus and serve the people. You out there to drive the bus and serve the people. That's your job. And I see way too many times where public servants think they in charge. But you're not in charge. You're not in charge. You are a servant of the public. I look, I've gone down to pay my taxes, property taxes. You go down to pay your taxes. I actually go into the place to pay my property taxes. And sometimes them be the nastiest people in the world. And I'm like, hold on. You know what I mean? Technically, you work for me. I'm one of the people. Why are you being mean to me? Why are you being rude to me? Why don't you just let me, you be polite, offer me some customer service, allow me to pay my bill, which is in part paying your salary. Why I got to fight you to pay my taxes? And it's not just there, it's all over the place. Bad customer service. It's bad even for a private entity. But when it is a public service person, that is horrible. That is horrible. When you go to work, I don't care what you do. Try to have a good attitude. Try to have a good attitude. Try to treat people right. And, just be professional. Try. Look, I get that sometimes it ain't going to work out that way. Yeah, I worked at the radio station, and some people just be straight up rude. And I be trying to be nice until I can't be nice no more. And then I have to be, like one of these public service people. Because in their defense, I understand that some people come in automatically thinking, with the attitude, you work for me, so I'm going to treat you like, no, don't treat them bad either. But it should be like a mutual respect thing, right? Right? Shouldn't it? Between church people and fast food workers, I don't know who is worse. Okay, wait a minute. Let me be honest with you. You are on to something there. You are on to something there. And I have to admit, I don't know why it is. Now, y'all know it's no secret. I just did Gospel Superfast. And a lot of the people working are church-going people. Lovely people. And it's not all of them, but some of them, they're lovely people until they interact with other people in a service capacity. And I was like, why are you talking to people like that? Why are you treating people like that? Like, it's not necessary. It's not necessary to treat people like that. Don't you know these people will spit in your food? Why are you being nasty to them? It serves no purpose. Just order your food. How do you order food nasty? You know what I'm saying? But that these are the people that I'm talking about. And so maybe that's why sometimes the service people treat people bad, but that's really no excuse. You got to take people on an individual basis. You got to take people on an individual basis. Like Osteen's wife on the airplane. I haven't seen anything about Osteen's wife on the airplane. What did Osteen's wife do on an airplane? Hold on, let me look it up. Y'all know this is the unprepared show, so I look stuff up. Joel Osteen wife on airplane. Let's see. This is that's from 2008. Okay. I That's the first I'm hearing of it, but I didn't know what she'd done. The public views you as an object, not a person. Well, that's terrible. Um, Let me see. The pastor's wife talked to me real nasty at my mom's funeral over some food. Unbelievable. Yeah, sometimes church people, and I don't know what it is, but sometimes church people can be real nasty. Sometimes church people can be real nasty. And other church people think it's cute and or assertive. Like, you demand respect from people. And it's like, well, sometimes you could just be respectful to people and then you will get respect. Sometimes it's that simple. You don't have to walk in demanding respect. And I think that might be a little bit of what it is. But in this particular case, say for example, the man with the oxygen, you there and you like, hey, I need to plug in my oxygen. I'm on 8%. I'm not gonna make it home. I might die. And the dude like, that's on you, brother. You might die. Like, I'm gonna have to call 911. Then get off the ramp and call 911. Like, oh man, that's terrible. That's terrible. Just let the man use the cigarette lighter to charge his oxygen. Your what do they call that? What do they call that? Your ego over his life? That's not right. That's not right. Hold on, let's see. Church people are unreasonable. I know a preacher that sells the weed out for the state of Ohio or with the blessing of Ohio. Okay, I don't know that that's necessarily makes them unreasonable in this context. I don't know that, you know, I'm not sure. Um, Let me see. He told the story because someone asked him what happened. Oh, okay. I didn't even see what Jack had to say. Just some church people. Please don't let that keep you from coming to church. Yeah, I think I said some, but if I didn't say some, clearly it's some church people. If I didn't say some, if I characterized all church people that way, I apologize. I apologize. Liability and company rules about O2 tank. You know what? Sometimes, look, if I work at Metro and I'm driving an access bus and somebody with an oxygen tank says, I just need to plug in to the cigarette lighter to charge my oxygen tank or I'm going to die. Those are his options. Use my cigarette lighter or die. I want to help you, but the company say I can't let you use the cigarette. I'm fairly certain that the company would not want a person dying because they didn't get to use my cigarette lighter. And some of this stuff you have to use common sense. Well, I don't want to lose my job, so I'm gonna let you die. I don't want to get written up, so I'm gonna have to let you die. I'm sorry. No. Come on, let common sense kick in just for a minute. Let your common sense kick in. If the lighter socket damaged the tank, he would be out of a job. I'll chance it. I would chance it. Watch you die because you plugged a cigarette lighter in, or chance me getting fired because, there's an off chance that something could happen and this cigarette lighter, which you have an adapter for to charge your oxygen tank, is going to malfunction in such a way as to damage your oxygen tank, and then you'll die. No, I'll take that chance. I'll take that chance. Man, you were terribly mean on the radio before they fired your ass. That's not true. I was quite pleasant on the radio. I was quite pleasant on the radio. Unless, somebody made me have to be a certain way. Did you ever call in and was I ever mean to you, Ross? Which short was dude on? We need the driver's side of the story. He's not right, but maybe the guy did something to the driver and it's been beef. That's true. That's true. He said in the story, well, the story said that it was wait a minute, let me see. Let me go back. Back. When he tried to board, he saw a driver he said he has encountered once before earlier this month. So I assume that there probably was some sort of beef. So he we beefing, but I'm still at work driving an access bus. And that, if my understanding is correct, those access buses are like specifically for people with, I don't know the appropriate word to use, disabilities, handicaps, whatever. That's specifically what they're for. So you beefing with a dude with some sort of special need. In this particular case, one of his special needs was he needed an oxygen tank to breathe and to live. All right, I'm beefing with you. Look, I'm an extremist. And as much as Ross Freeman or Black Wolf Fish gives me a hard time, as much negative stuff as they say about me, and in Ross Freeman's case, as much as he fantasizes about having sexual relations with me, and he knows I'm against that, as much as that happens, if when we were at that remote down there at Eli's barbecue, me and Wyatt, for the King and I, if Ross Freeman had come down there and needed some special help to not die, like he needs CPR. You need mouth to mouth. Okay, mouth to mouth. Ross, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. But CPR, I'll do some chest compression. You know what I'm saying? If it was something that he needed, I'm not going to be like, well, you do say bad stuff about me on the radio, so you just got to die because we beefing. No, I'm not doing that. So, okay, maybe him and this driver had beef. But, bro, I got 8%. Like, this ain't a video game. I got 8% left of life. And all I need to do, I don't even need you to do nothing. I just need to plug this into a cigarette lighter. Come on. Come on, all the beef in the world ain't gonna make me just watch somebody die because I won't give them access to a cigarette lighter. Let's see. TC says, I used to work at Tank in the access bus department, and yes, some of them customers was off the hook. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. And clearly, I didn't give them a pass. Remember, I talked about, people treating people in service capacity with respect. So I talked about it from both sides. But I'm not going to just watch somebody die when all they need is something as simple as to plug something into a cigarette lighter. I'm not just going to watch somebody die. Not going to do it. Now, again, I might not give Ross mouth to mouth because he would like it too much. But I'll give him some chest compressions, or if he needed to plug something, I had a little power strip there, and he like, look, if I don't plug this into a power strip in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to die. All right, go ahead. Plug it into the power strip. I ain't going to give him mouth to mouth, but I'll let him use the power strip. But if something happened with your power strip and it messed up his device, then you're responsible. Okay, I'll take a chance on that. I'm not going to watch him die. Just because I don't want to, and I want to be clear, Ross, I don't want you. Just because I don't want him, don't mean I want to watch him die. This from the guy who gonna kill you if you hit him, and the guy who goes straight to your grandmama for an insult. Nah, you would have put him off the ramp too. I didn't say I would kill you. I said I feel like morally I have the right to. I feel like morally I have the right to. It's a distinction. It's a difference. Just because I morally have the right to do something doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna do it. And I might be talking about his grandmama, digging up his dead grandmama while I'm letting him plug the stuff into my power strip. Grandmama already dead. Words ain't hurting her. But I'm not going to watch you die. So yes, if that sounds like a contradiction, it's not. It's not a contradiction at all. These things are not mutually exclusive. There can be a person, I am that person, who can say, if you hit me, I got a right to respond however I feel like responding, up to and including killing you. And if you want to talk bad about me, I got a right to say anything bad about you that I want to, up to and including digging up your dead grandmama. But I wouldn't sit back and watch you die if all you needed was to plug your power cord into my power strip. If that was going to save your life. All of that can be true in the same person. Had to clear my throat. Let's see. He should have been plugged in at the church. Okay, maybe, but he didn't. He didn't. And because he didn't, that mean he should die. Because he didn't, that mean he should die. I'm not disagreeing with you. But that don't mean he should die. He told him to call 911. That's enough. Oh, that's horrible. That's horrible. Nat says, we can assume all that the girl who ran over her baby daddy would have said F that oxygen also. Apparently, she gonna face some serious charges. I told y'all yesterday. We talked about this yesterday. I'm not gonna go deep into it anymore, but I told y'all yesterday that that was all bad. That was all bad. Unintended consequences. Not that the intended consequences were good, Mowing somebody down with your vehicle is not good. Excuse me. But when you look to mow somebody down and you accidentally mow somebody else down and kill them, you got to be careful about what you're doing. You got to be careful about what you're doing. Uh, I am not a bully. I'm not a bully. Oh, let's see. Let's see. If the beef is that serious, just invite him over to your house and kill him. He wouldn't let him use the oxygen. He wouldn't let him use the oxygen. Uh, Ninja, your hairline go too far back for my standards. It's not my hairline that you imagine. And I don't have to say it. You've said it a number of times. You've texted, you've texted way too much about my genitals and that general region. You really should stop. Let me see. Let's see. It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. Look, and I'll be honest. I told the people that were listening to the Lincoln Warren show, part of me, I wasn't in the mood to do a show. I wasn't in the mood to do a show. I needed to be motivated. And I wasn't. This is one of them days. This is one of them days. But back to it anyway. I believe that I'm not even going to say something should happen to the driver. I wouldn't say that. But just if you work in a capacity where you serve people, try to do it. Be respectful, be polite. Some people gonna have some bad attitudes. I know you're not there to be ran over. Don't let anybody run over you. But be patient with people. Until they push you to a certain level, be patient with them. And even if they pushing you to a certain level. I'm trying to think about this. I'm somewhere doing a broadcast. I got a power strip. And there's this dude with an oxygen tank who I done had straight beef with. Just we've been beefing. And even if they standing there and we are currently going at it, and they're about to die, and all they need is to be able to plug this thing into my power strip. That's all they need. They could be telling me, F your mama. F your mama. But I'm about to die if I don't plug this into your power strip. It would be really difficult for me. But I think I would let them plug this into my power strip. Because I don't want to sit there and watch you die. Unless they don't push me too far. Now, I don't want to watch nobody die. Janice says that driver should be fired on the spot. I don't know that I'm going that far. I don't know if I'm going that far. But I don't think, based on the story that I read, I don't think that the driver was in the right. But again, my conversation is not specifically about that. It was just to say, I see stuff like this. Again, I watch a lot of videos. And I see actual stuff happen. And then I go out there in the street. Well, not in the street. I don't just hang out in the street. But I go into the world. And then I see some of the same stuff that I see happening in the videos. All up in the videos. I see it. And it bothers me. He should be fired. All right. He could have been responsible for that man's death, and it would have been horrible. And it would have been horrible. First off, I don't see how anybody with an oxygen tank got beef or won't smoke with anybody. People with oxygen tanks and in wheelchairs, they're just people. Yeah, look, I roll my, whatever. We got beef. I'll roll over to you to have beef. Come on. People with oxygen tanks are people. They have feelings, they have emotions, they get, upset, mad, sad, hurt, angry, elated. They experience everything we experience, just they got experience with an oxygen tank. But you're limited. They are limited. They are limited. I hope and pray I don't have to kick a person over in their wheelchair. Why would you have to hope and pray that? That's not something that you have to hope and or pray for. That's just something that you have to make a conscientious decision to never do. I don't have to hope and pray that I never kick anybody over in their wheelchair. I just made a decision that I'm never going to kick somebody over in their wheelchair. Well, okay, I haven't made that decision, because if I'm beefing with you and you in a wheelchair and you do something, I might kick you over, push your wheelchair over. I'm not, hey, what, you trying to hit me with the wheelchair? I push you out that wheelchair and stomp on your legs. It'd be cool because you can't feel it anyway. I'm just doing it for the effect. Don't try to run me over with a wheelchair. But I don't have to hope and pray that I never have to push anybody over in their wheelchair. I don't have to hope and pray that. LaDonna says, shut up. I'll roll over you. I'm not sure what that means. I hope don't none of y'all end up with oxygen or a wheelchair. Y'all going to hell. They go into hell. Kick them over in a wheelchair. Look, I'm not going to kill you. Like, you're not going to die from me kicking you over in the wheelchair. But if you're trying to assault me with your wheelchair, I might push you out the wheelchair. Just tip it over. You are at a little bit of a disadvantage at that point. I don't know, somebody thinking, why can't you just move out the way? Go up 2 steps and you would be safe. I guess I could do that. My whole point was, you don't have to hope and pray that you don't kick somebody out of a wheelchair. Jesus, please don't let me have to ever kick somebody. No. That's just something you just make a decision I'm not going to do. That's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. What if it's the wheelchair from Silver Bullet? I guess that's a movie. I've never seen it. I've never seen that movie. Tell the GED section that we said we hope we don't have to do it. Hold on. I got a call coming in. Caller.
Hey, man, this is Brent down in Dallas. How are you doing?
Brent, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm fine. What, your caller ID isn't working? You didn't pay that extra $2?
No, I saw that it was Brent. I just wanted to give you opportunity to announce yourself.
Oh, okay. No problem. No problem. Thought you was getting cheap like the buzz. But but yeah. So you're talking about that caller Henry from the other day, and not getting let on. Well, not being able to plug in his oxygen tank. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, yeah. The guy who wasn't able to plug in his oxygen tank. Yes.
Okay. And you were just talking about even your worst enemy. You wouldn't let him die. You'd let him plug it in, even though you may, talk about his mama, grandmama, dead
Yeah.
dog, and all that other
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think of who my worst enemy is. I don't really have a lot of enemies.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be an enemy. What about them dudes that threaten to have relations with you against your consent? Would you allow them to plug it in
Absolutely.
to keep them alive?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good because I think I would do the same thing too. Because these jokes are still for everybody, and let me start by saying, because some people may not understand it, these are just jokes. I don't know anyone in the chat personally, but if you throw jokes my way, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna throw them right back at you, and I got time for it. So, but yeah, but that's all I got. I had to help a coworker, and she's new on the job, so trying to make sure I got it in the right direction. I'd have called sooner, but hey, have a great weekend. Enjoy yourself, and take care.
All right, Brent, you do the same. Thank you for your call. It's Brent. He said he would call, and he called. He is a man of his word. Can't beat that. 513-717-5464. 717 King, 513 being the area code. Daryl Dungan says, "What? You ain't never seen Silver Bullet? I never even heard of it until today, like just now. Never even heard of it." Let me go back to the phone. Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, this TC.
Hey, what's up, TC?
I just want to clarify something for the GD section over there at YouTube.
All right.
I will not kick a person in a wheelchair per se, but people in wheelchairs, they do got smart mouths. I used to work for a transportation company, and they used to roll in there cussing and fussing. Don't want to hear nobody, talk to them. And they ain't no different than people that walk.
That's true.
I mean, we all human here. I'm sorry you in a wheelchair. I'm sorry I walk, but you ain't gonna disrespect me.
All right. And look, I wouldn't kick somebody over the wheelchair for being disrespectful, but I really
Well,
do.
I'm not gonna kick them over. I mean,
I
I'll
no,
I'll
I'm
turn around and see why you laying on the ground.
TC.
Maybe when I was walking, the rock got in your way.
I think I would genuinely kick somebody over in a wheelchair who was trying to assault me, though.
Of course, I do more than that, but I'm gonna leave that alone.
Hold on, TC, have you ever seen somebody fight somebody in a wheelchair?
You great.
No, for real. Just Google it. There are videos of people fighting people in wheelchairs, and it is horrible. It is horrible, but it's something that you just got to see. Google it.
Well, who started the fight?
I don't really know. I've seen a number of the videos. I don't necessarily know who started all of them. Sometimes it's the non-wheelchair person. Sometimes it's the wheelchair person. But people in wheelchairs having fights with people not in wheelchairs is an actual thing.
I bet it's the person in the wheelchair started it first because I ain't trying to bash, and I hope people don't take that the wrong way. I'm not. But I used to ride the bus, and sometimes when it's crowded, you sit in the front, and then here come a wheelchair. And if it ain't no more seats, they'll look at you, like give you that eye check look like, I know you about to get up. And one day I didn't because I felt like I paid my way too. And I'm not getting up. I'm not finna stand up. You already sitting down. I'll scoot over, but I'm not finna get out my seat. I'm serious.
You could have got up. I think I would get up. Well, hold on. Why do you have to get up? They got a seat.
Exactly. But they have to put the seats up so they can park and parallel park, all that. No,
I don't know that
You ain't
they.
going that far anyway. You could have rolled where you was going. You already rolling.
So horrible. I don't look. I I'll be honest. I've never given up my seat for a person in a wheelchair because I've never seen where that was necessary. And in my
I
mind,
tell you
they
what.
got a seat.
I
Just put
tell
on
you
the
what.
parking brake and you good. But
Tomorrow the third, catch the bus. Catch the bus for fun. Tomorrow the third of the month, catch the bus and sit in the front. Watch what happens.
what? Hold on, and I'm asking honestly, why do I have
Me,
to?
I'm telling you
No,
honestly.
hold on. Let me ask the question because I really don't know. Why do I have to
Mm,
give up my seat for a person that's already in a seat?
because they have to pull the seats up in the front. They get priority. So they got to pull the seats up in the front
Okay.
and they parallel park their wheelchair. Plus they get a seat belt.
So you saying if I get on the metro
Hmm.
and a person in a wheelchair gets on the metro,
Hmm.
those seats in the front they fold up?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. And
Thought you
and
knew.
so I
Yeah.
got to get up out of my seat so that person can sit in the seat that they're already sitting in.
And you may have to go sit by somebody that's, looking all goofy, crazy, stank, whatever. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. I genuinely didn't.
Catch the bus tomorrow on the third when the checks out, when they be trying to go to the bank, casino, and all that. You'll see.
All right. Okay. I did. All
All
right.
right.
Thank you for the call, TC.
All right. Bye.
All right. That's TC. For real. I legit, honestly did not know that was a thing. I did not know that was a thing. I honestly thought, um, hold on. I honestly thought you get on the bus in a wheelchair, you put on the parking brake, so that way you ain't rolling around and you good. I didn't know they folded up seats and all that kind of stuff. So, hey, you learned something. You learned something, or at least I learned something. Um, uh, I didn't know this. I'm not saying this to be anything. I genuinely didn't know. I genuinely didn't know. Um, Daryl, or is it? Yeah, Daryl says you should get up for a wheelchair bound person. They're already sitting down. If you're talking about those gay guys in the motorized wheelchair fights, you're going to hell. They are hilarious. No, I'm not talking about that. But if that's a thing, I need to look it up. If that's a thing, I need to look it up. But no, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about people, non wheelchair bound people, having fights with wheelchair bound people. There are videos out there. It's a thing. It exists. And sometimes, believe it or not, the person in the wheelchair wins the fight. How do you lose a fight to a person in a wheelchair? I I don't know, but it happens. It happens. Brent says I just found a video on YouTube of two guys in a wheelchair fighting. One of the guys busted a bottle over the other guy's head and knocked him out. That's terrible. That's terrible. McConnell says, what if the bus drivers slam on the brakes? They going bye-bye. No, if they put on the parking brake, I don't know if it's called a parking brake. I call it a parking brake because it's, like when you put on your parking brake in your car, the car don't move. So if they put on the brake in the wheelchair, it don't move. So if they slam on the brake, you good in your wheelchair. I mean, you be strapped in. Some wheelchairs got seat belts. And I'm asking, I don't know. I'm promise you I'm not trying to be funny. I'm asking, but I could have sworn that I've seen wheelchairs with seat belts. I could have sworn that I've seen that. So yeah, no, they good. They good. There's a sign that says you have to get them out. You have to get out them seats. I've never paid attention to that. I'm not saying it's not true. Not saying it's not true. I've just never paid attention to it. So they are no longer people. Y'all just call them wheelchairs now. Huh? Look, I learned something today. I learned something today. I genuinely did not know that. I didn't know that those seats fold up or anything like that. I won't use those seats anymore, just in case a person in a wheelchair gets on. I don't even want to have to go through the issue of doing that. Yeah. E-Man, you're not taller than the man sitting in the wheelchair, so that's a fair fight. Okay. Yeah, it is. You're right. It's a loss. You fighting a person in a wheelchair. If you beat them up, knock them out, you the bad dude because you fought a dude in a wheelchair and you knocked him out. Like, you don't get no props for that. Oh, he tough. You knocked out a dude in a wheelchair. And if you get beat up by a dude in a wheelchair, you just got your ass beat by a dude in a wheelchair. It's a no-win scenario. It's a no-win scenario. There are clamps on the bus, Emanuel. Okay, I didn't know. The wheelchair would still fly. We're talking about access bus specialized for transportation of a wheelchair. So I'm talking about a regular bus. People in a regular bus, people in wheelchairs can ride the regular bus. You know, a lot of those the buses, the steps that you step on, that bus drop down and that little thing turns into a ramp. And they can roll up there and they can get on in a wheelchair. Yeah. You don't even ride the bus. Hush up. I ride it every once in a while. Every once in a while. I posted a video on your Facebook page of a dude with two good working legs getting beat down by a guy in the wheelchair. Now, I can't say that I've seen that video, but I have seen videos like that. Yeah. And if you beat up a person in a wheelchair, you could get charged with a hate crime. It all depends. What did the person in the wheelchair do? Did they keep bumping me? And I'm like, stop bumping me, bro. You need me to move out the way? No, F you. I'm like, dude, you're going to stop bumping me. We don't have a problem if you don't stop bumping me. We might have to rumble. And that's not a hate crime. He's assaulting me. I got a right to defend myself. The wheelchair listeners over at YouTube coming for me. So, who would you give up your seat for, E-Man? I didn't say I wouldn't give up my seat. I would give up my seat. I've been on the bus before and gave up my seat to a older lady. I would give up my seat, to an older person. I would give up my seat for a pregnant woman, probably just for a woman. As long as she didn't look too hard. I would give up my seat for a woman. Would I give it up for a kid? I would give up my seat for a kid. I would give up my seat for a kid. I wouldn't give up my seat for another man. Another able-bodied man. Sorry, bro. I was here first. Everybody standing. You can stand. A woman get on. Hey, sister, you want my seat? Come on, you got my seat. But I think just about everybody but another able-bodied man. Just about everybody but another able-bodied man. Elderly man, He can have my seat. Yeah. Look, I'm a nice dude. I'm a nice dude. You need to do the afternoon experiment live from the Metro bus next Friday. No, it's not a hate crime. It's one-on-one. That's right. To any viewer who is wheelchair bound, I apologize. What did you say? Because I know you're not apologizing for what I'm saying. I'm 100% on team people in the wheelchair being treated with dignity and respect. I just didn't know that, you give up your seat on the bus for a person in a wheelchair. I didn't know that. I think before this conversation, had I been on a Metro bus, sitting in them front seats sideways, and a person in a wheelchair came on and said, "Can I have your seat?" I honestly probably would have said, "Why you need my seat? You already seated." And people would have thought I was trying to be funny. But I wouldn't have been trying to be funny, because somebody would have had to explain to me, no, sir, what happens is we need you to get up out of that seat so we can fold that up so that we can put him in that space and kind of strap him down. And I would have been like, oh, I didn't know that. But up until TC called and said that, I would have genuinely been like, bruh, you already got a seat. You want all the seats? You seated, I'm seated, everybody happy. I got to get up because you don't want to sit in your seat. You want to sit in my seat. It don't make sense to me. I wouldn't say that now that I know. I learned there's nothing to apologize for. Nothing to apologize for. This ninja beat up wheelchair people and babies. I've never beat up a person in a wheelchair. I would only get into an altercation with a person in a wheelchair if, that situation presented itself to me, which I hope never does. And I beat up a baby. Little baby is a bully anyway. She deserved to get beat up sometime. Bus driver will make you give up seat for a wheelchair, otherwise you wouldn't board them. Well, I would already have boarded, so they would have to make me give up this. Like, well, if you don't give up your seat, you can't get on. I'm already on. So that doesn't make sense. But the bus driver would have had to explain to me the process, because I didn't know. I'd never even considered that as an option. I just didn't know. I learned something. Why y'all mad at me because I learned something? I didn't know. But yeah, Jack, that's foolish. He would make you give up your seat, otherwise you wouldn't board. I boarded before the wheelchair guy boarded. Otherwise, I wouldn't already be there having to give up the seat. What would you do, E-Man, if a guy in a wheelchair slapped your wife on the butt? I don't know. Let's hope that never happens. I genuinely don't know. I might tell him, don't do that again. He in a wheelchair. I'm not looking for a fight for a person in a wheelchair. I'm not searching out an altercation with a person in a wheelchair. So I'm not sitting around thinking about, oh, what if a person in a wheelchair does this? What if a person in a wheelchair does that? I'll probably tell him like, hey, don't do that shit. What's wrong with you? That wheelchair don't give you a right to do whatever you want to do. Don't do that. I wouldn't just like sock him or nothing like that. Janice says, would you give up your seat to me? Absolutely, Janice. If I'm on a bus and the bus is full, because I've been on buses where, I took the last seat. That has happened before. And it usually wasn't a good seat. You know what I'm saying? It's usually the last seat because it's next to somebody that don't nobody else want to sit next to. I've had bad bus experiences, which is why I don't really mess with the bus. But if I'm on, and I just took the last seat, and then the bus stop again, psh, door open. Here comes Janice getting on the bus, all spry. In my mind, Janice be skipping. You know what I'm saying? Janice is, I don't know how old Janice is, but I know she's an older lady. But in my mind, she be skipping and jumping, just looking, hey, hey. And I'll be like, ma'am, you want my seat? I sure would, no doubt. Somebody got to stand. I'm not going to sit there and watch Janice be standing. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody get to her first, like, some young girl was like, excuse me, ma'am, you want my seat? Which would never happen in 2022. But if some young girl was like, excuse me, you want my seat? Because, she got them eyelashes on. And Janice was like, thank you. And then she sat down and I would be like, excuse me, hey, you want my seat? Here, come and sit down here. Thank you for giving up your seat for that lady. I appreciate that. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. An elderly man, no doubt about it. But he got to be, you know what I'm saying? He got to kind of, Lincoln Ware gets on the bus and I just took the last seat. You standing. And it's not because it's Lincoln Ware, but he, Lincoln looks like a good, healthy man. He could stand. He good. And some of these other men, there are some men that are younger than me. Told y'all when I went to the doctor's office this one time, and this dude, he had a walker and he could barely make it. And I thought this dude gotta be 80. Like, he's a good looking 80, but he gotta be about 80 years old because he all broke down. And I heard him talking about he graduated in 92. And I was like, you younger than me. And you that broke down, that dude, I would give him my seat. So, there are some things it depends on. It depends on a few things. In my own building, this man in the wheelchair spit on another man, I'd have been in Kenton County. D says, what about fat people? I'm not just giving up my seat because you fat. Now, if you are a woman, you know what I'm saying? And you the only one standing. The bus is full, you get on. Oh, ain't no seats. So you grab the pole. Excuse me. Here, you can have my seat. No problem. But just some fat man, because he breathing hard. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He don't get my seat. It ain't my fault that he fat. Fat don't get my seat. I've not said anything even slightly controversial today. Nothing. D says, if I'm tired, everybody can stand. And I will fake sleep on their ass. Okay. All right. Nicole says, it's just common courtesy. We are blessed to be able to walk. It's the least you can do by giving up your space. My aunt was just in a bad accident and injured both her arms and legs. I'm sure she never thought she would be in a position where someone, all right, I got to come off of there, where someone has to wash and clean her up or clean her, help her to the restroom. I did that last weekend to get her out the nursing home, and that was not easy. It's a long road to recovery. Be humble. All right. Again, I didn't know it was a thing. In my mind, if you sitting down, why do I need to give you my seat? You're already seated. But now I know better. I learned. I learned. Didn't Sister Francis say that Lincoln pushed her out of her wheelchair? I was there that day. And all I would say is she was, she did fall. I can't say with 100% certainty that Lincoln pushed her out of the wheelchair, but I know when the wheelchair tipped over, which is not funny. It is not funny. It's it's not. It wasn't funny then, and it is not funny now. But when the wheelchair tipped over, Lincoln was not one of the ones helping her get up. That I can tell you for sure. It is, but it's not. It is not funny. It wasn't funny then, and it isn't funny now. I just keep, I keep picturing it, and it is not funny. Oh, I got something in my eye. It is not. It is not funny. There's something in my eye. It's dusty down here, and the dust is gathering in my eyes, making my eyes water. It was not funny then. It's not funny now. Um, if I recall correctly, you know how like they got, you go somewhere and they've carved out that little ramp for wheelchairs to go up, but then eventually the curb comes back. And if you're in a wheelchair with a like a small, what do they call it? A small wheelbase, it might not be a good idea to kind of straddle where the curb and the street are, because when you roll up, you roll up, and then next thing you know, you tip over. That might not. Just be aware. Be aware. That's all I'm saying. Be aware. But it is not funny. It was not funny then. It is not funny now. And if I just stop picturing it, because she was still in the wheelchair on its side. Like, you would imagine if a person falls out of the wheelchair tips over, you think the person actually falls out of the wheelchair. But that's not been my experience. The wheelchair tips over and the person is still sitting in the wheelchair just on their side. And then that one wheel was still rolling. It's not funny. It wasn't funny then. It is not funny now. Oh, it's not. uh, what is wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all? But I did. Why stay in the wheelchair? Why not just roll out? Why not just roll out the wheelchair? Why stay there? And then people, it would be much easier. I was imagining as this was happening. This is not funny. This is not funny. I would imagine that the people trying to pick, it would have been easier if you just rolled out of the wheelchair, let people pick the wheelchair up, and then let them help you back up into the wheelchair. As opposed to you still in the wheelchair and they try to get you and the wheelchair up all at the same time. So you end up in the position where you started in the wheelchair. Just roll on out the wheelchair. Just roll on over. That was I was kind of thinking that, but that was not the way that it happened. Something is wrong with y'all. Something is wrong with y'all. What else? What else? What else was it? There was something else that I wanted to discuss. There was something else that I wanted to discuss. Oh, something is wrong with y'all. Um, you should try to stand up for real. Not even try to stand up. It's people there. It happened. People rushing over to you. You just roll on out the chair. Let them get the chair up and sturdy, and let a couple people help you up under each arm, and then move you over into the chair. If by some chance you ever find yourself in a wheelchair, tipped over, and people are trying to help you, just roll out the wheelchair if you can. Just roll out the wheelchair. Um, reread. Oh, you should try stand up. You mean try stand up? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying try to stand up. Okay, but you're saying try stand up comedy. Okay, I when I reread it, it didn't change. But then his next comment, he put the comedy in there. That made sense. I'm not funny at all. I'm not funny at all. I just tell y'all about situations that might be funny, but I'm not funny at all. All I can imagine is the wheelchair still rolling. One wheel. That wheel on that side was still rolling. I guess she still had the button pushed to go forward. Like, let go of the button. Um, let me see. Oh, something is wrong with us. Yes. Yes, something is wrong with y'all. Um, hold on, let's see. What were y'all doing out there? We were at a remote. We were at a remote at what's it called? Save a Lot over in Roselawn. So we were at the remote. We were set up outside, and I believe Sister Francis lived in the area, so she took her wheelchair and she came over because she wanted to. I think that was the first time that she had ever actually met Lincoln Ware, face to face. So yeah, she came over and she rolled up on the little sidewalk thing, and the wheelchair tipped over. She rolled up on the little sidewalk thing, and the wheelchair tipped over. So yeah, that was it. That was it. It was a remote. And I was doing all the technical stuff. I was doing the technical stuff. Otherwise, I'd have got up and helped. But, by the time I could have got over there, it was already like, what, 3 or 4 men trying to help her up. And y'all know Lincoln went, oh, she fell, And I'm like, bro, it's what it is it's Lincoln. Lincoln's reactions to things are wild. Like when we were down at the when we used to broadcast from the parade, and that lady did that thing. Lincoln's reaction, because what she did was horrible. It was horrible. But Lincoln's reaction was, oh my God, oh my God, oh. And I'm like, bruh, it ain't. If I could just tell you what I just saw, oh, 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 oh my goodness, oh. It was bad, but his reactions are wild. I can't tell you what the lady did. I can't tell you what the lady did. I can't tell you. Even to this day, I cannot tell you what the lady did, but it was horrible. It was horrible. No, it wasn't had nothing to do with no boobies. Nothing. It was horrible. It was horrible. But his reaction just made it that was a part of what she did. That was a part of what she did. So much happened in such a short amount of time that was so uh, uh, uh. Anyway, y'all, I got to get ready to get out of here. I told y'all I didn't intend on coming on today. Well, I kind of intended on it, but then I didn't feel like it. You and Lincoln saw the proverbial burning bush. Well, it was that too, but it was so much more. I'm telling you, it was so much more. One of these days, I'm gonna check with Lincoln and get the okay to share the story of what she actually did. But the point being, his reactions is what make some stuff just crazy. Let's see. Damn, she didn't have on no drawers. That and more. It was so much happened in such a short period of time. Oh, so much happened in such a short period of time. But all right, y'all. I got to get ready to get out of here. Got to go pick up that little baby who all she gonna do is bully me. Y'all know that little baby is a bully. I'm telling y'all, we got the kinetic sand. We got the kinetic sand, and we be making little sand castles. If you've never used kinetic sand, it is kind of fun. It is kind of fun. And we be making sand castles, and my sand castles be good, and she just always be tearing my stuff up. And I'd be like, why you tearing up my stuff? But then she be protecting hers because she don't want me to tear it up. She's a bully. But I kind of like it. We have a ball together. And I'm telling you, I, for the life of me, don't understand people who harm children. Say, wow, what a turn. I have such a good time with that little baby. Doing all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? She be choking me. I be choking her. She be hitting me. I be hitting her. She be tearing my stuff up. I be tearing her stuff up. She uses me as a jungle gym. All of that stuff. And I look at her and I'm like, I don't understand how somebody, I felt the same way when my children were little. I don't understand how people harm little kids. I don't understand it. For real, I don't understand it. How you could look at a kid and think, I want to hurt that. I don't understand it. I just don't. And when I see like, oh, this kid was 3 years old and so, I'm like, three? At the age of 3? Do you picture a 3-year-old? How could you want? How? So, yeah, I make a point of having such a good time with her, and just kids should feel safe. Kids should feel safe. Her biggest worry in the world when she comes over here is, am I gonna choke her? Am I gonna choke her? That's her biggest worry, and she so look forward to me choking her. She so looked forward to me choking her. I do choke her, both hands, grab her around the neck, choke her a little bit. She love it. She be acting like she's scared. Say, you gonna choke me, grandfather? And I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna choke you. And she'd be like, okay. And she covering up her neck. And then she come over. You sure you not gonna choke me, grandfather? Like, no, I'm not gonna choke you. I'm not gonna choke you. You sure you not gonna choke me, grandfather? Like, no, I'm not gonna choke you. Because she want me to. I don't choke her hard. We just be having fun. And then if I don't choke her, she'll come over and she'll choke me. It don't sound fun to y'all, but it is we enjoy it, and she has such a good time. She has such a good time. I don't understand how nobody could hurt a baby. I don't understand it. I do not. I'd be worried if my granddaddy choked me. You would want him to do it like she do. She want me to do it. Stop saying that. I'm not gonna stop saying it. I'm not gonna stop saying it at all. We have a good time. We have a good time. Hope she don't say that in Walmart. She be out. We be out places, and she'll say it. She will say it, and I just start laughing. She has said it to her teacher at school, and her teacher was like, "She said that you're gonna choke her." I just started laughing. I was like, "Yeah, I choke her every now and then. Here, I'll show you. Come here, little baby." And she come over and you gonna choke me, grandfather? And I'll be like, no, I'm not gonna choke you. And she'd be, okay. And I'll grab her, and then she start cracking up, and I get in your car seat. And then the teacher be like, you two are so funny. And I'll be like, we just have fun. We just have fun. So yeah, I'll choke her right in front of the teacher. I've done it. We just have fun. We have fun. And I'm not gonna stop it. I'm not gonna stop it. Not gonna stop it. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here and go pick up this little baby, as a matter of fact. They better watch out. JFS might be listening. They can listen. I choke her right in front of them. I will choke her right in front of JFS. And when they see it, I would do it right in front of the police. I would do it right in front of the police. And when they see it, all they'll say is, y'all silly. That's it. It just sounds bad. I know it does sound bad. And I'll be thinking, you can't be running around telling everybody that I choke you. That sounds bad. But we have fun. We have fun. All right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I really do. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and making me be okay to do the show. Brent with his great motivations. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. I hope something amazing and life-changing happens to you today. Okay? Till next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. I'm Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace.